Assalamualaikum to Madam Asatidin. My name is Aqil bin Muhammad ANUAR. My metric number is 23DBT20F1017. Today I'm going to do an experiment of how temperature affects the rising of dough. So the apparatus and the material that we use in this experiment is we need flour, sugar, teaspoon, tablespoon, yeast, water, and 4 beaker. Okay, so the first procedure is I will mix 1 teaspoon of yeast, 1/4 sugar, and 30 ml of room temperature water. And then I will mix the mixture. And then after done mix the mixture, we need to add 30 gram of flour. Thirty ml, 30 gram, and mix the dough. Okay, after we mix and knead until the dough becomes smooth, we need to press the dough to fill up any air space at the bottom of the beaker and level the dough at the top. After that, we need to close the lid and make observation for in 20 minutes. Okay, now we need to measure the head of the dough using ruler, and the head is 0.5 cm. And we need to leave or incubate the dough at room temperature for 80 minutes and measure the head of the dough every 20 minutes. And then the next variable that we change is the temperature of the water. So this is the hot water, 30 ml of hot water. The procedure is same, just mix the dough till it's smooth. Okay, next after we have done mix the dough, make sure we press the dough at the bottom of the beaker and close the beaker. This is for hot water, and leave it for 80 minutes, and we need to check every 20 minutes. Next is we use 30 ml of warm water. And mix the mixture. So this is for warm water. Make sure to label the beaker and close lid. Okay, next we will do for cold water. So this is cold water, and this is 30 ml of cold water. So this is the cold water. Close the beaker and leave it for 80 minutes. And we need to measure the head of the yeast, and we need to check every 30 minutes and measure the head using roller. So the head of hot water is 1 cm. The head of warm water is 1 cm. And for cold water is, the head is also 1 cm. So for the cold water, we need to put the beaker in the refrigerator, and we need to measure the head after 20 minutes. So this is a room temperature though. So the head after 20 minutes is 1.5 cm. Okay, for hot water, the head is still 1 cm. Okay, so from warm water, the head is 1.5 cm. So for cold water, is 0.7. Put it back and we check after 20 minutes again. Okay, for room temperature after 40 minutes. So the result is the dough head is now 2.1 cm. So for hot water after 40 minutes is the head of the dough is still 1 cm. Okay, for warm water after 40 minutes, the head of dough is 2 cm. So for cold water after 40 minutes is still 1 cm. Okay, now here is 60 minutes, and we need to measure the head. So the head is now 1.9 cm. So hot water after 60 minutes is still 1 cm. Okay, for warm water after 60 minutes is 2.5 cm. For cold water after 60 minutes is still 1 cm. Temperature after 80 minutes is 1.5 cm. Okay, for hot water after 80 minutes is 1.4 cm. Okay, for warm water after 80 minutes is 2.5 cm. Okay, for cold water after 80 minutes is will be the same, 1 cm. So the experiment of how temperature affect the rising of dough is successfully done. So from this we know that water that with temperature of room temperature and just warm water, the dough will rising up. And for the hot water, for cold water, the dough is not rising up, but for hot water after 80 minutes the dough is rising up for 0.4 cm, but for cold water the dough cannot rising up. So that's all for the experiment.